If you're thinking about visiting Boerne, Texas, well, stay tuned because you're gonna wanna check out some of these places. Welcome to another episode of Serving San Antonio. I'm Christine Johnson with Fathom Realty. And today I wanna talk to you about some of my top 5 things that you have to check out when you come to visit Boerne, Texas. Or if you just plain old simply live here, because I still go to these places even though they're right in my backyard, but not literally. Okay, places to visit. Now, as small as Boerne is, Boerne has 2 caves. They have the Cave Without a Name and they have Cascade Caverns. Now, fun fact about Cave Without a Name. Some people would say that this cave is one of the most beautiful caves in Texas. And it was said so much that in 1939, they held a contest for naming this specific cave. Well, a boy won the contest because he said the cave shouldn't have a name. It's just too beautiful to have a name. And so ever since then, the cave was called a Cave Without a Name. Now the other cave is Cascade Caverns, and this place has a lot of different options and a lot of fun things to do. And fun fact, it's the oldest cave in Texas. So they have 3 different types of tours that you can do. You can do the Down Under tour, which is kind of my speed. Guided tour, someone tells me where to go. That's my kind of speed. You go into 5 different rooms in the cave and the kids can go down with you and it's a lot more family friendly. Then there's the Aquaphor tour, and the Aquaphor tour is a 3 to 4 hour tour where you go spelunking. I had to look it up. What it means, it's exploring caves as a hobby. So if you like getting dirty, then going into caves and getting wet and going underwater and all that scary stuff, then sounds like spelunking is your thing. So they give you helmets, they give you flashlights, and you go for 3 to 4 hours and explore this cave. So if you're adventurous, then I would definitely recommend the spelunking tour. And then there's the flashlight tour. And this is the one that I probably wouldn't go on either, I'm not gonna lie. This one is at night in the cave in only the dark with just flashlights and candles. So again, if you're adventurous, this one might be for you. I, on the other hand, like I said, I need a guide. Okay, now we all know, we've mentioned this plenty of times, how much I enjoy beer and breweries and just beer, right? So Boerne has 5 breweries and they're all on downtown Main Street. So, I mean, there's no reason not to check out all of them. They all have food. So if you're hungry, you can get food there and some really great beer. Now, if you don't like beer, which is not a problem, you can go over to a place down the street, again on Main Street, the Richter or the Cork and Keg. So Cork and Keg, you can go to get your wine, have a cheese board, if that's your scene, which is also my scene too. Or if you like mixed drinks, you can go upstairs from the Cork and Keg to the Richters. It's all right there in downtown Boerne. Now, of course, you've got to visit the Boerne Mile, which is the downtown area where all the shops are. Now, of course, the downtown shops are mostly geared towards women, so I do see a lot of men sitting outside on the benches. So if shopping is your thing, you need to go into each and every one of these stores because each one is unique, and who doesn't like looking in boutique stores? Besides that, a place I always take people is called the Fickle Pickle. Now the Fickle Pickle is just a little store of pickles, homemade pickles, but they're so good. And they have 2 types. They have the original and then they have the spicy version. And I'm telling you, that spicy version is the best. So if you like pickles, you've got to go in. They have samples, you can try them, and then you've got to buy a jar to take back because I promise you, they will not disappoint. Okay, so for the men, while the women are shopping, if you don't want to sit outside, you can go into Black Rifle. Now, I'm sure everybody knows what Black Rifle is, but it's not very often that you see a store. So right down on Main Street, there is a Black Rifle store. You can go in and get your coffee and your merch. Who would have thought you go to a coffee store and get merch? Well, I wouldn't have thought until I was going through my husband's closet the other day, and I'm pretty sure he owns half of that store in t-shirts. So if you like Black Rifle coffee and you're into t-shirts, go in and get one so my husband doesn't get it. Okay, so the next 2 are food related, but they're food related in 2 different ways. And what do I mean by that? Well, when your kids are hungry, they get annoying, right? We all know that. Now, where do you take them where you can enjoy eating and they have something to do? Now, the first one is called Inferno's Wood Fire and Pizza, or just Inferno's. People will know what you mean. It has really, really good pizza. Kids can eat pizza, spaghetti. They have, all sorts of types of pizza stuff. They have really good salads too. So if you don't like pizza, you also have the salad option. Now for the kids, they have a little playground. It's not too big, but it's in a really large turfed area, and it's also fenced off. They have a great outdoor seating area where you can just sit and the kids play, and I promise you, they literally make friends with other kids and they leave you alone. You almost have to force them to come eat. So check out Inferno's, that's a great place. The next place you might want to look to take them is called Dog and Pony. This is a much bigger place for outdoor. It's mainly an outdoor restaurant. They have a large playground and they have a basketball court. So for the older kids, they're always playing basketball. The other kids are playing on the playground, or they're just playing running around. There's so much space there, and again, they leave you alone. They also have bands play there on Friday and Saturday nights. Now, don't sit right in front of the van because it can get very loud. So when you're picking your seat, sit away from the stage if you want to be able to have adult conversations. A little pro tip. Oh, and something that most people don't know, because when you're looking at the menu, you're just ordering food and then you're giving it back. Well, you'll see kids walking around with ice cream cones. They have soft serve ice cream. And I'm pretty sure it's probably the only reason my kids like going there besides playing outside, because half the time they hardly eat and then complain when we get home that they're still hungry because they were too busy playing to eat. But now I've learned, if you want that ice cream, you better eat that dinner. So worth it, and sometimes I might get myself a little treat too. Now those are my top 5 things that you must see when you come here to Boerne, Texas. And if you're looking to move here, please give me a call, shoot me a text, or send me an email. I would love to help you. And I know Boerne really well because I also live in this area. So if there's any way that I can help you, you know where to find me. Thanks for watching another episode of Serving San Antonio. I'm Christine Johnson. I'll see you next time.